Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. As always, if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, commodities, indices, and foreign exchange, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. In today's video breakdown, we're going to go over two positions that we took on XRP as well as GBPJPY, a forex currency pair, and as well as a cryptocurrency, breaking down the exact entry criteria for you guys on the YouTube channel. I'm also going to play a little snippet for you guys from some of the live Zoom call that we took today when we called out this trade on GBPJPY. Again, for anybody that is interested in that mentorship, we do live Zoom calls throughout the week. We also host a live Zoom call every single Friday. That link is in the description down below. And here is a little snippet from that live call out. And as you guys can see, that bullish position came into fruition of around 70 pips, which we called out live on the CYPRX mentorship to the advanced students ahead of time. I had mentioned to them in the Zoom call that we were going to be looking to enter into a position at 154,650. And as you guys can see, that psychological level to the right-hand side came into fruition to the T. The market reversed and gave us a beautiful 70 pip scalp position, a 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio. Beautiful execution. So here's that video clip right now before we jump into these video breakdowns. Okay, if we hold, I told you guys at the 650 level, okay? So if we hold this level right here, all right, we could see the market makers potentially come back into this area, respect the 50 moving average, and come back to the upside, but we need to see some type of reversal in this area. So that's why I told you guys the 650 level, because it has to do with this volume profile from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. on the 15-minute chart, okay? So let's see if right now the market makers can liquidate any buyers from this event down here, this news event that just took place. All right, and I told you guys, what time is it? In between 7:30 and 8 a.m., there's an institutional order. So as you guys can see here, 7:30 on the dot, and I'm gonna give you guys more video breakdowns on this as well, okay? So 7:30, literally on the freaking dot, okay, an institutional order came into the market and price sold off, okay? So from 7:30 to 8 a.m. every single day, there is an institutional order in the market. Now, most likely what the institutions are doing is they're either giving themselves a further discounted price to add to their overall order, which would be where? Can somebody circle it for me? If they take a buy position right now, where are they pushing price into discount from where London session purchased from on the lower time frame? Can somebody circle it for me? Beautiful, Erica. Beautiful. Okay, so we see all the imbalance in these candlesticks here. So we know that if the market dumps right now and then reverses and goes higher to come and take out any sell positions above these highs, we know what they were doing. They were pushing price into discount, adding to their orders. Okay, this whole entire area right here, as you guys can see, is an order. Okay, where the market makers put in orders here, they put in orders all in this area. We're still bullish as long as this low holds. Okay, so if the market comes into this area right now and flips bullish, we can't freak out and be like, well, what the heck happened? And this is why the lower time frame will manipulate people. This is why on the lower time frame, people will be on the seconds chart and try to take sell positions from here, which they will work. But that is why you guys need to make sure that you're taking profit finally and executing with a purpose, right? Having profit target areas, having proper stop loss positions, not over leveraging. All right, so let's see if we can get a market reversal from this level. That would be sick because this will be a nasty buy. I'm putting in buys right now. Let's see if it works out. Okay, so pretty much what we need to see, we need to make sure that this 600 level holds. Okay, we need to see the market pick up momentum and speed. And then obviously, of course, we need to see some of these supply regions hold and break. Okay, so if the market starts to come up into these order block areas here, and we get a dump or a reversal, all right, the market is not done dumping, and it is most likely going to go back to the downside. However, again, on the 15-minute chart, we are bullish. So you guys need to be mindful of that as scalpers, okay? Blessings to you guys. I have a lot of content to make for you guys, like literally probably 10 to 15 more videos, all right? So blessings to you. I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started with you guys. I wanted to ease you guys into all this information because if I dump it all on you at once, you're gonna overload your brain, okay? Rewatch the videos like Danny does and other people do, back test it over and over again so that way you guys can start to see it in the markets, okay? Allow me to teach it to you, take the information and then make it your own, okay? If you're just trying to trade the way that I trade, you're never gonna become profitable in this market. You have to take what I give you and then back test it to see how it would work for you in the way and the style that you trade. Okay, welcome back. Now, if you guys enjoyed these video breakdowns and you have liked the content material on the YouTube channel so far, make sure that you smash that like button and make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. So first, we will cover really fast this GBPJPY trade that we executed on a live Zoom call with the CYPRX students. So first, we're going to be looking at the 15-minute chart, okay? And we can see two areas where the banking institutions purchased from in London session. Now we know overall, right, looking at the higher time frame structure, that GBPJPY is in an uptrend. So the most optimum trading positions are going to be buy opportunities. As you guys can see, currently we are in an uptrend. From around March 7th down here at the bottom, we have been trending up. So that means that the most beautiful scalp positions are going to be placing with the higher time frame to the upside. All right, so that's something to keep in mind that we had in store coming into this New York session. Okay, now what do we see? Something that I teach you guys on the YouTube channel without going into extreme detail. We see early buyers, early sellers in this area prior to 8:30 a.m. Here's 8:30 a.m. We can see early buyers in this area right here, annotated by these bullish moves, okay? And we also see early sellers prior to 8:30 a.m. prior to New York session open in this area as well as at these highs and at these highs. And I'll go ahead and circle all those for you guys now. We have early sellers here, early sellers here, early sellers here, buyers here, buyers here. So the market is going to intend itself to come and liquidate those positions and then take its institutional move. And as you guys can see from that move, all right, we had that happen to the T. Again, that is something that I teach you guys on the YouTube channel, but in detail, you guys were able to see how I was able to call this move out to the CYPRX advanced students, breaking it down for you in simplistic terms. All we annotated was on the 15-minute chart. We were in a bullish trend, or we could see that the market makers were respecting bullish order flow, where constantly the market makers were making higher highs and higher lows, pushing price into discount for themselves and rallying back to the upside. So this shows us a willingness for the market makers to add to their buy positions. And as you guys can see, London session, okay, obviously, of course, we're looking at the two previous sessions prior to New York if we are going to be trading New York sessions. Why? Because if New York session is going to look to purchase price action, they most likely are going to do it from discounted areas, which would be where London, Asia, or previous day's New York session purchased from. And that entire area or region is this general region right here, okay? Where we can see down at the lows of Asia and London session, they took buy positions from around 154,300, from around 154,400, and around 154,600. All right, so these are interesting psychological levels that, again, if we are going to switch our bias from bullish to bearish, we would need to break these institutional levels to confirm a bearish transaction or confirm movement to the downside. We never got that. What did we get? Coming into this New York session, we got consolidation and an expansion to the upside. So once we got this expansion to the upside on the 15-minute chart, all we did was we saw that this was a significant higher low. We took our Fibonacci from the low to the high, extended that over, and you guys can see that price came into the 70% discount. Now, of course, I'm not going to go into extreme detail. That is reserved for the CYPRX advanced students on how we were able to catch this buy. But you guys saw on the live Zoom call, I had mentioned that if we come down into this area and we see a reversal off the 650 area, we need to see price pick up. We need to see price surpass these supply regions here, which it did, retested, and kept moving higher. Then we came into this supply region here. It tested it, retraced, and then moved higher, completely smashing out the sellers in this area above these highs from the news event that took place at around 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as you guys can see, the manipulation played out to the T, where we manipulated sellers, reversed banking institutions, took discounted buy positions from their overall buys here in this area and here in this area, and then the market expanded up into 155,300 psychological level. Beautiful execution, beautiful call out, over 70 pips that I gave to the CYPRX advanced students in the mentorship on the live Zoom call. All right. So again, if you guys are interested in that and attending those Zoom calls, you guys are more than welcome. You have to enroll in the mentorship. That link is in the description down below. Now, without further ado, let's go into this XRP trade that we are currently floating in. Beautiful execution, same methodologies that we utilized on GBPJPY. And this trade is absolutely immaculate. I'm expecting for this to come into the 80-cent region. As you guys can see, I have that marked off, which would come into the 200% Fibonacci extension. All right. Going over this trade in extreme detail. Seriously, you guys need to pay attention to what it is that I'm teaching. I'm not popping smoke on this YouTube channel. I'm attempting to teach you guys how the market makers move. Yesterday during Asia session, we saw manipulation. We saw the market makers come and activate buy stops above these equal highs. Okay, then the market retraced. When the market retraced, we have to assume that so many people assume that this, all right, was an area of resistance, all right, where we can imagine retail traders were selling in the supply region here, coming back into the supply region. More retail traders are taking sell positions here. Now, not only that, but we have buy stops that rest above these highs at around 80 cents. And the market makers, the people that are in control of these markets, they know that. So this is going to be an interesting area for us to see price magnetize itself back into if we don't break below these lows and create a bearish order flow scenario where price starts to create lower lows and lower highs. And as you guys can see from this low, okay, that was created during Asia session, ever since this low for trading New York session, the market stopped and halted completely and reversed and started to create traps to the upside in the form of buy stops and as well as sellers that are above these highs in over leveraged positions. The market makers continuously comes to liquidate those highs, creates new highs, pulls back, creates higher lows, and then rallies back to the upside to liquidate those sell positions and as well as activate those buy stops. So we're paying attention to liquidity in the market. We're paying attention to order flow. We're paying attention to momentum. Again, all things that I teach you guys to pay attention to on this YouTube channel. So going into an extreme detailed breakdown, if we're looking at trading New York session, we need to be paying attention to the Asia session highs and lows as areas of interest to take trades from, or look for areas for the market makers in New York session to take buys from. Now coming into London session, same ideology. We're looking at the highs, we're looking at the lows. Why? Because if New York session is going to sell or buy, they are most likely going to do it from the highs and the lows of the previous two sessions. All right, so all of those things combined, coming now into the lower time frame. All right, let's be mindful of some of the things that I've taught you guys, that prior to every single trading session, we have early buyers and early sellers. Okay, well, we see here that this institutional sell-off down here on Asia session was a move to come and grab liquidity. We came and we grabbed liquidity beneath these lows. However, the overall market sentiment on XRP was bullish. Why? Because from this low to this significant high that grabbed liquidity above these equal highs, the market created bullish order flow. All right. Now, when the market dumped into this area, how have I taught you guys to identify a false bearish dump? How? Can you guys answer that question? If you've been paying attention this far, you should be able to. Once we come into a psychological level where there is potential liquidity beneath previous lows and we have a market reversal that leads to us creating bullish order flow, higher highs, higher lows, higher high formations, and I'll annotate that for you guys. As you guys can see, we created this trap or equal highs, retail resistance. The market created a higher high, higher low, higher high formation. Okay, again, after the liquidity grab, the market grabbed money from this area, showed us a willingness to go higher, created a significant A to B move, and then we passed price action over into New York session. So collectively speaking, you have to base logic off of your trades and say to yourself, until we break this higher low area that the market's just recently created, the market is bullish. Okay, so until we get some type of scenario like this where the market creates a brand new low and a brand new lower high, we are going to continue bullish order flow, and the market makers are going to be looking to add to their institutional orders to drive price higher. Okay, so that's all logic in the market. Again, this isn't Wyckovian theory, this isn't order block theory, this is just logic teaching to you guys. Okay, so coming into the market for New York session, we understood this pattern. This is the pattern that I teach you guys to identify simply to catch this trade on XRP. All we did was we annotated that there were early buyers and early sellers prior to New York session, which I tell you guys to identify on the YouTube channel. Here's early sellers, here's early buyers. Look what the market makers did. They pushed price to grab early buy positions that are over leveraged, activating sell stops, and liquidating any over leveraged buy positions from people who tried to buy prior to New York session. Okay, so what did they do? They tapped into a psychological level, 7660. They grabbed liquidity beneath this low. They failed to break the overall swing low, A to B move, and then they drove price higher. How could we have capitalized on this entry right here? Simply by understanding that this is the new A to B move after the grab of liquidity. Can you guys answer that? If, again, you've been watching this YouTube channel, simplistic terms, you should be answering that. You take your Fibonacci from the higher low that was created after the liquidity grab, extend that up to the highest point in price action prior to New York session, and look what we get. Exactly what I teach you guys solely on the YouTube channel, all right, just based off the information that I give to you guys here on the channel, entering at around the 70 to 79% discount, you guys could have capitalized, look at that, on a 1-to-3 risk reward ratio. Beautiful execution on XRP, beautiful execution on GBPJPY. Again, I can't give you guys all the fruits and nuts that I give to the CYPRX Advanced students, but I feel like what I've given you guys on this YouTube channel so far is extremely crucial. I have had a lot of people message me and say, Cypress, thank you so much for the information that you're giving on the YouTube channel. I look forward to joining your mentorship. Guys, we look forward to seeing you as well. The link is in the description down below. Again, I'm expecting for this to come into the 80-cent target area, which would then extend into the 200% Fibonacci extension and liquidate all the trendline liquidity that is forming above these highs currently at the moment. Okay, so let's see if this comes into fruition. Again, this is a scalp position. So revert back to my old YouTube videos to go into detail with the bullish and bearish targets that I'm looking and expecting for XRP. If this does not hold and it reverses, guess what? Stops are moved to break even. We've taken partials from this trade at the 50% Fibonacci extension, and we are now floating in this trade. So let's see if we can come and float into the 80-cent region. And if not, and we get stopped out at break even, or we get stopped out a little bit in profit, that's fine. Absolutely beautiful execution on both trading pairs today for cryptocurrency as well as the foreign exchange market. Again, giving you guys extreme detailed breakdowns on how we trade here at CYPRX. I just showed you guys a live Zoom call from the trade this morning where I actively gave targets and entry points to the T to the CYPRX students. You do not see any other trader on YouTube or any other trader amongst the trading community doing that for their students on a day-to-day basis. This is now, I believe, the 14th week in a row that I've given bullish and bearish targets on our currency pairs in the GBPJPY chat to the CYPRX students, and they have come into fruition to the T. Guys, follow me on Instagram. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Blessings to you guys all. I really do appreciate the love and the support. Everybody take it easy and have a good rest of your week.